What if I told you there's a creature that can survive outer space, another that reverses aging, and one that punches faster than a speeding bullet? These aren't these defy monsters. They're real animals, living among us right now. From brain-regrowing axolotls to frogs that freeze and come back to life. Get ready to meet nature's true superheroes. So adjust the pillow beneath your head, and let's dive into the dreams based on reality. Tardigrade, the immortal wanderer. Beneath the surface of a mossy patch, invisible to the naked eye, lives a creature so small, yet so astonishing, that it quietly defies the limits of life itself. The tardigrade, also known as the water bear, it is no larger than a grain of sand. With 8 stubby legs and a lumbering gait, it moves slowly through droplets of water, as if it has all the time in the world. And perhaps, in some ways, it does. For this humble animal is among the most resilient life forms ever discovered. When its surroundings dry out, the tardigrade does not perish. Instead, it enters a suspended state, curling into itself, shutting down almost every internal function. In this form, it becomes what scientists call a ton, a kind of living fossil, waiting. It can stay like this for years, even decades. And then, with a single drop of water, it awakens again. But its true marvel lies in where and how it survives. Tardigrades have endured freezing cold near absolute zero. They have withstood temperatures that would boil most life alive. They tolerate radiation levels thousands of times greater than what would harm a human. And in 2007, they were sent into the vacuum of space. No air, no protection, just raw cosmic radiation and the chill of the void. When the tardigrades returned to Earth, many of them were still alive. How they do it remains, in part, a mystery. Their cells produce protective sugars and proteins, shielding their DNA. Their bodies seem to slow time itself. They are neither fragile nor fierce. They are simply prepared. In the vast timeline of Earth, through extinction events, climate shifts, and cosmic threats, the tardigrade has endured, quietly, patiently, invisibly. A reminder that sometimes the most remarkable survivors are the ones we never see. So tonight, as the world slows around you, know that somewhere, clinging to a blade of moss or drifting through a droplet, a water bear waits and endures. Turritopsis dohrnii, the immortal jellyfish, life in reverse. In the stillness of warm, shallow seas, drifting like a translucent thought, lives a creature as fragile as silk, and yet capable of something almost unimaginable. Turritopsis dohrnii, the immortal jellyfish, tiny, delicate, barely larger than a grain of rice. It floats quietly through the water, pulsing gently, its transparent bell catching the light like glass. To most who pass it by, it might seem unremarkable. But hidden within its tissue is a biological secret that continues to puzzle and astonish scientists. For when this jellyfish is injured or starved or growing old, it does something no other known animal can. It begins again, not metaphorically, not gradually, but completely. It reverses its aging process and transforms itself back into a youthful polyp, the very first stage of its life cycle. Imagine a butterfly turning back into a caterpillar, a tree returning to seed, a life rewinding itself. This cycle, in theory, can repeat endlessly. There is no known limit, no natural expiration date. Of course, the jellyfish is still vulnerable. It can be eaten or destroyed by disease. But if spared those external forces, it does not die of old age. It simply restarts. How it manages this reversal lies in its extraordinary cellular plasticity. The jellyfish can reassign the identity of its cells, turning muscle into nerve, or nerve into skin. It is, in essence, reprogramming itself. Not all of them perform this feat, and in the wild, most don't live long enough to try. But the potential is there, floating softly in warm Mediterranean waters, or quietly multiplying in ocean labs. The immortal jellyfish carries the blueprint for something science still struggles to understand: a life without an end. Tonight, as the tides rise and fall, somewhere in the depths, a jellyfish may be unaging itself, returning to youth once more, not to chase time, but to release it and begin again. Axolotl, the healer of the deep. Beneath the still waters of ancient Mexican lakes, hidden among the reeds and shadowed stones, lives a creature that seems almost carved from myth. The axolotl, soft-skinned and wide-eyed, with feathery gills that fan from its neck like underwater branches. It drifts slowly, its body suspended in silence. And yet, within this gentle being lies a power so profound. It defies what we know about life, about injury, and about healing. The axolotl can regrow what has been lost: a missing limb, a crushed spine, even pieces of its own heart and brain. Not in fear, not in panic, but calmly, precisely, as if it simply remembers what it once was and builds itself anew. This is not scarring, it is not patchwork. The regrown tissue is whole. Nerve reconnects with nerve, bone reforms, muscle, skin, and even memory return. Scientists have studied this miracle of regeneration for decades. How does a creature so small and so gentle hold within it the blueprint to rebuild itself completely? The answer, as always, lies in the cells. Unlike most animals, the axolotl retains the ability to transform adult cells back into stem cells, cells that can become anything. A kind of biological reset that allows it to heal not just the wound, but the original design. Even more astonishing, the axolotl rarely scars. Where other animals cover pain with scar tissue, the axolotl simply restores. It is in every sense a creature of renewal, and yet it is endangered. The wild axolotl's habitat, once the sacred lakes of Xochimilco, has dwindled. Pollution, invasive species, and urban sprawl have pushed this wonder to the edge. But it survives, in hidden canals, in quiet laboratory tanks, in the collective hope that we might learn from its gift and preserve it. So tonight, as your body rests and repairs itself in ways you scarcely notice, know that deep below the water's surface, a smiling creature sleeps and heals, not with fear, not with force, but with grace. The Greenland shark, time's silent swimmer, far beneath the frozen waves of the North Atlantic, where sunlight fades and the cold becomes absolute. A slow shadow moves through the darkness. The Greenland shark. Its body is thick, heavy with centuries. Its eyes, often clouded by parasitic worms, see little. And yet, it glides forward, unhurried. It is the longest living vertebrate ever known. Many of these sharks were born long before the first steam engines, before the signing of the United States Constitution, before Beethoven composed a single note. Some are believed to be over 400 years old, and through those centuries, they have seen nothing: no war, no storm, No human rise or fall, only the cold and the deep. The Greenland shark moves slowly, just over 1 mile per hour. Its heartbeat, too, is gentle, sometimes beating only once every 10 seconds. It is in no rush, and that is part of its secret. Living in near-freezing temperatures, its metabolism is astonishingly slow. Every process, from digestion to growth, unfolds at a glacial pace. A meal, perhaps a fish or seal, may take months to fully digest. Growth is measured in fractions of an inch per year. It is this stillness, this resistance to urgency, that may hold the key to its extraordinary lifespan. And yet, for all its age and mystery, we know so little. The Greenland shark has rarely been seen alive in its natural habitat. Most of what we know comes from fishing nets and deep-sea footage, brief and grainy. But its presence lingers, quiet, ancient, watching. It mates late, perhaps not until 150 years of age. Its young, born in the depths, begin their lives in a world of silence. There is no spectacle, no hunt, no flash, just endurance. So tonight, as the world around you quiets, imagine this: a living creature, born in a time of wooden ships, still swimming today, beneath Arctic ice, carried not by speed, not by strength, but by time itself. Wood frog. Survival through freezing. In the northern forests of North America, temperatures during winter can fall far below freezing. Few vertebrates remain active in these conditions. Most either migrate or hibernate deep underground. But the wood frog follows a different strategy. Instead of avoiding the cold, it allows itself to freeze. As the temperature drops, the frog stops seeking shelter. It stays near the surface, under leaves or in shallow soil. Soon, ice begins to form on its skin and then spreads inward. Within hours, the frog's heart stops. Its blood no longer circulates. Breathing ceases. Ice forms around its vital organs, and up to 70% of its body water becomes frozen. Despite all this, the frog does not die. Before freezing, its liver rapidly produces glucose, a form of sugar. This glucose is pumped through the bloodstream and enters the cells, where it prevents internal freezing. Ice forms only in spaces between cells, avoiding lethal damage. The frog remains in this frozen state for several days, or even weeks, depending on the duration of winter conditions. When temperatures rise above freezing in spring, the thawing process begins. The ice in the body melts slowly. The frog's organs regain function. Its heart starts beating again. Blood flow returns. The frog resumes breathing and eventually begins to move. It returns to its typical life, feeding on insects, avoiding predators, and reproducing in small ponds and wetlands. The wood frog is the only amphibian in North America known to survive full-body freezing in this way. Its freeze tolerance allows it to live farther north than any other amphibian on the continent, even into the Arctic Circle. Scientists have studied this species to understand how glucose protects living tissue during freezing. The findings may offer insights into medical preservation techniques for human organs and tissues. The wood frog does not rely on size, strength, or speed. Its survival comes from a finely tuned biological response to extreme conditions. It freezes when it must and recovers when the environment allows. Few vertebrates show this level of control over their body functions. It is one of nature's most efficient solutions to winter survival. The frogfish. The still hunter. The frogfish is a type of anglerfish found in warm tropical oceans. especially in coral reefs. It belongs to the family Antennariidae and is known for its ability to remain still for long periods while waiting for prey. It does not chase its food. Instead, it relies on camouflage and deception. The frogfish has a short, stocky body. Its skin can change color and texture to match the surroundings. Some resemble rocks, sponges, or pieces of coral. This camouflage allows them to remain hidden from both predators and prey. Unlike most fish, the frogfish does not swim often. It walks slowly along the seafloor, using its modified pectoral fins. These fins function almost like limbs, giving the frogfish careful control over its movements. But its most distinctive feature is located on its head, a built-in fishing lure. This lure is an extension of the dorsal fin, called the elysium, with a fleshy tip known as the esca. It resembles a small worm or shrimp. The frogfish moves the lure back and forth to attract nearby prey, such as small fish or crustaceans. When a target comes close enough, the frogfish strikes. It does not bite or chase. Instead, it opens its mouth extremely fast, in as little as 6 milliseconds, creating a vacuum that pulls the prey in whole. This feeding method is one of the fastest among vertebrates. The frogfish can expand its mouth to a size larger than its own head, allowing it to swallow prey nearly its own size. After the capture, it resumes its motionless posture, blending into the reef once again. Some frogfish species are solitary. Others tolerate individuals nearby, especially during mating seasons. They produce egg masses that float near the surface before hatching into free-swimming larvae. The frogfish avoids attention by avoiding movement. It hunts without pursuit. It survives by being overlooked. Its method is simple: wait, lure, strike. This strategy has remained unchanged for millions of years. In a habitat full of fast-moving fish and shifting currents, the frogfish succeeds not through speed, but through precision and patience. The mantis shrimp. Speed under pressure. The mantis shrimp is a marine crustacean found in shallow tropical and subtropical waters. Despite the name, it is neither a true shrimp nor a mantis. It belongs to the order Stomatopoda and is known for one particular feature: the force and speed of its strike. There are over 400 species of mantis shrimp. Most fall into two groups: spearers, which use sharp appendages to impale prey, and smashers, which use club-like limbs to break shells and strike with extreme impact. The smasher mantis shrimp delivers one of the fastest recorded strikes in the animal kingdom. Its appendage accelerates underwater to over 50 miles per hour. The entire motion takes less than 3 milliseconds. When the limb strikes a hard surface, such as a snail shell or crab, the force is so great that it causes cavitation. This is the rapid formation and collapse of vapor bubbles in the water due to the sudden pressure drop. These bubbles produce heat, light, and a second shock wave strong enough to damage the target, even if the physical strike misses. The temperature inside these collapsing bubbles briefly reaches thousands of degrees, though only in a small area and for a very short time. Still, it is a rare example of an animal creating both mechanical and thermal impact simultaneously. This strike is strong enough to break through mollusk shells, crack crab exoskeletons, and in some cases, damage aquarium glass. To absorb the force without damaging itself, the mantis shrimp has a highly specialized exoskeleton structure around its limbs. This material, studied in biomaterials science, distributes stress efficiently and resists fracture. Beyond its strike, The mantis shrimp also has highly complex eyes. Each eye operates independently and can detect polarized light and a broad spectrum of colors, including ultraviolet. This advanced vision helps it navigate complex reef environments and detect prey or rivals. Mantis shrimp are typically solitary. They defend territories, often hiding in burrows within coral or rock. They hunt live prey and rarely scavenge. Though small, rarely over 6 inches in length, the mantis shrimp is a clear example of how specialized adaptations can give an animal exceptional capabilities, not through size, but through design and precision. The sea cucumber. Defense through sacrifice. The sea cucumber is a soft-bodied marine animal found on the seafloor in oceans around the world. Though it resembles a plant or a sluggish worm, it is a member of the echinoderm family, closely related to starfish and sea urchins. It moves slowly, using small tube feet to creep across sand or gravel. Most species feed by sifting through sediment, extracting nutrients from particles of decaying matter. Despite its unarmored appearance and lack of speed, the sea cucumber has developed a highly unusual method of defense. When threatened by predators, certain species can expel their internal organs through the anus. This process is known as evisceration. The organs are not released at random. The sea cucumber ejects specific structures, such as parts of the digestive tract and sticky tubules from the respiratory system. These expelled tissues distract or entangle predators, giving the sea cucumber time to retreat or remain still. In some species, the ejected threads are coated with toxins that can deter or harm fish and other attackers. Evisceration does not result in death. After the danger has passed, the sea cucumber begins a slow process of regeneration. Within weeks to months, it regrows the lost organs, a biological repair system not commonly seen in most animals. The body of the sea cucumber contains collagen that can shift between rigid and soft states. This allows the animal to squeeze through narrow gaps or to stiffen when needed for support. Its body wall also contains microscopic structures known as ossicles, small bits of calcium carbonate that offer a degree of internal reinforcement. Sea cucumbers play an important ecological role. As they consume sediment, they help recycle nutrients and maintain seafloor health. Their presence supports the balance of many marine ecosystems. Though lacking a shell, claws, or venom, the sea cucumber survives through a controlled loss of its own body parts, followed by the ability to rebuild what was lost. It is not aggressive. It is not fast. But it is equipped with a defense that is both extreme and effective. Naked mole rat. Resistance beneath the earth. The naked mole rat is a small burrowing mammal found in the arid regions of East Africa. Its appearance is distinctive, nearly hairless skin, wrinkled, pale, and stretched over a long cylindrical body. It lives most of its life underground, in a complex system of tunnels carved out by its large protruding teeth. It is a eusocial species, much like ants or bees. Colonies consist of dozens, sometimes hundreds, of individuals governed by a single breeding female, the queen. Most members are non-reproductive workers, dedicated to digging, foraging, or protecting the colony. But the naked mole rat is not just unusual in structure or behavior. Its biology is exceptional. It does not react to certain types of pain, particularly that caused by acid or capsaicin, the compound found in chili peppers. In other mammals, these substances trigger nerve signals associated with burning or stinging. In the naked mole rat, specific pain receptors are either absent or unresponsive, making it indifferent to chemical irritants that cause discomfort in most species. This lack of pain sensitivity is likely an adaptation to its environment. The tunnels it occupies often have high levels of carbon dioxide, which can make surrounding tissues more acidic. Its resistance to this type of pain helps it function in conditions that would disable others. Beyond pain resistance, the naked mole rat is also highly resistant to cancer. Studies have shown that its cells are equipped with unique mechanisms that prevent uncontrolled growth. One of these is a sugar-based compound in its tissues that enhances contact inhibition, a process that stops cells from dividing once they touch one another. It also ages at a remarkably slow rate. Many small mammals live only a few years. The naked mole rat can live for over 30, with little evidence of the usual physical decline seen in other species. Its metabolism is adapted to survive with very little oxygen. It can even switch to a form of energy production, more commonly seen in plants, allowing it to endure low oxygen conditions for extended periods. It is not fast, and it is not strong, but in terms of survival, beneath the surface, away from predators, it endures through resistance, resilience, and biological precision. The pistol shrimp. Sound as a weapon. The pistol shrimp, also known as the snapping shrimp, is a small marine creature found in tropical and subtropical waters. Though only a few centimeters in length, it possesses one of the most powerful biological tools in the ocean, a specialized claw that acts as a sonic weapon. One of its claws is significantly larger than the other. This oversized claw does not grip or tear. Instead, it opens and snaps shut with extraordinary speed. The closing motion forces water out so rapidly that it creates a high-velocity bubble, known as a cavitation bubble. This bubble collapses almost instantly, producing a sharp snapping sound that can exceed 200 decibels, louder than a gunshot, and among the loudest biological noises ever recorded in the sea. The rapid collapse of the bubble generates an intense shock wave. In close range, this shock is enough to stun or kill small prey, such as fish, crabs, or other invertebrates. The effect is not caused by the claw itself striking the animal, but by the pressure from the collapsing bubble. At the moment of collapse, the temperature inside the bubble briefly reaches thousands of degrees Celsius. Though this heat is confined to a microscopic area and dissipates almost immediately, the pistol shrimp uses this ability both to hunt and to defend territory. It often creates burrows in sandy or rocky seafloors, emerging just enough to deliver its stunning snap, then dragging immobilized prey back into shelter. Some species of pistol shrimp live in symbiosis with gobies, small fish that act as sentries. While the shrimp maintains the burrow, the goby warns of approaching danger. This mutual relationship enhances survival for both. The mechanics of the pistol shrimp's claw have drawn attention in fields beyond biology. Engineers and physicists study its structure to better understand fluid dynamics, high-speed motion, and impact resistance on a miniature scale. Though tiny and unassuming, the pistol shrimp demonstrates how evolution can equip even the smallest animals with extraordinary tools. In a world of silence and flow, it uses sound, not strength, to dominate its environment. The cone snail. Silence and lethal precision. The cone snail drifts quietly along the seafloor, its patterned shell gleaming with soft browns, whites, and golds. It may seem harmless, even beautiful, but hidden within this slow-moving mollusk is one of the most advanced predatory systems in the natural world. There are over 100 species of cone snail, most of them found in warm, shallow tropical waters. Each is armed not with claws or speed, but with chemistry, a complex venom uniquely designed for its prey. Beneath its shell, the snail conceals a long, flexible proboscis. At the tip lies a single-use harpoon, a hollow, barbed tooth loaded with venom. When a fish, worm, or mollusk wanders too close, the cone snail doesn't chase. It aims, then fires. The harpoon shoots forward, penetrating the target in less than a blink. Through the hollow tooth, a precise cocktail of toxins enters the prey's body. Known as conotoxins, these proteins target nerve signals, causing near-instant paralysis. Each species of cone snail uses a slightly different venom, fine-tuned for different prey. Some target fish, others specialize in worms. A few hunt other snails. Larger cone snails, like the geography cone, produce venom strong enough to kill humans. Just one drop can stop the heart, and there is no known anti-venom. Yet even this danger reveals something remarkable. The venom's structure is so specific, so efficient, that scientists are studying it for medical breakthroughs. Painkillers, anti-seizure treatments, even therapies for Parkinson's and cancer, all inspired by this slow, silent predator. Once its target is paralyzed, the cone snail slowly draws it into its mouth and consumes it whole. The harpoon, now spent, is replaced by another, grown internally like a loaded weapon waiting in silence. It doesn't need speed. It doesn't make a sound. But its precision, its patience, and its chemical mastery have made it one of the most efficient killers in the ocean. And still, it glides unnoticed, a beautiful shell hiding the quiet science of death. Basenji dog, the silent hunter. In the dense forests of Central Africa, where the air is thick with heat and the ground soft with leaf litter, moves a dog unlike any other. Sleek and poised, with a tightly curled tail and alert, almond-shaped eyes. This is the Basenji, one of the oldest dog breeds known to humankind. What sets the Basenji apart is not just its ancient lineage, but its voice, or rather, its curious lack of one. Unlike nearly every other breed, the Basenji does not bark. Its vocal cords are shaped differently, producing sounds that are softer, more varied, and strangely melodic. Instead of barking, the Basenji yodels, a distinctive call known as a baru. The sound is hollow, rhythmic, and entirely unexpected from a dog. It can rise and fall, almost like a question being sung into the air. This yodeling is not constant, only offered when the dog is excited, curious, or seeking attention. The reason lies deep in its evolutionary past. The Basenji was not bred to be a pet. It was a hunter, silent, swift, and intelligent. Among the people of the Congo, the Basenji was prized for its ability to stalk game without giving away its position. A barking dog could scare prey away. A quiet hunter was far more valuable. Its movement is cat-like, deliberate and agile. It cleans itself like a feline as well, grooming its coat with remarkable care. The result is a dog with almost no odor and a calm, deliberate demeanor. Basenjis are highly independent. They think before they act, often weighing options before obeying. This intelligence makes them both fascinating and challenging companions. They bond closely with their humans, but demand respect and space. Despite their silence, Basenjis are deeply expressive. A tilt of the head, a flick of the ears, a quiet yodel, all speak volumes. They do not fill the air with sound, but when they do, it is memorable. In a world filled with barking and noise, the Basenji reminds us that silence can be just as communicative and just as powerful. Basilisk lizard, the miracle runner. In the humid rainforests of Central and South America, where rivers weave through tangled roots and shafts of sunlight flicker across the water's surface, a sudden splash might signal something astonishing. Not a falling branch, not a fish, but a lizard, sprinting across the surface of the water. This is the basilisk, sometimes called the Jesus Christ lizard, for its extraordinary ability to run over water. Slight and agile, with long toes fringed by scales that spread wide on impact, the basilisk can do what seems impossible. When startled, it drops from a branch, hits the surface of a stream, and runs. Not swims, runs. Its feet slap the water hard and fast, creating pockets of trapped air beneath each step. These tiny air pockets give it the lift it needs, just long enough to keep from sinking. A juvenile basilisk, weighing barely more than a handful of leaves, can take as many as 20 steps across the surface before gravity wins. Adults, larger and heavier, can manage several meters. It's not flight, but it's close. A miraculous dash powered by speed, lightness, and exquisite timing. The science behind the trick is breathtaking. The lizard's legs move fast, incredibly fast. In a single second, it slaps its foot down, pulls it back before it pierces the surface, and repeats the cycle. Each movement must be precise, or the lizard sinks. But for a few moments, it stays atop the shimmering water, like a shadow gliding across glass. This ability isn't a parlor trick. It's survival. The basilisk is preyed upon by birds, snakes, and mammals. When threatened, it doesn't hesitate. It flees, not through the trees, but over the river. Speed is its shield. Water is its escape. Beyond its acrobatics, the basilisk is a skilled climber and a capable swimmer. It forages for insects, fruit, and small animals, moving between canopy and stream with ease. But it's the run, that short, gravity-defying sprint, that captures the imagination. A reptile, dashing across water with the urgency of life and the elegance of a miracle in motion. Bombardier beetle, the explosive escape artist beneath the leaf litter of forests and grasslands where shadows stretch and predators lurk. A small beetle moves quietly. It is unassuming, just a few centimeters long, with a dark, shiny body. But within this humble creature lies one of the most extraordinary chemical weapons in the insect world. This is the bombardier beetle, and when threatened, it doesn't run. It fires. Inside its abdomen are two separate chemical reservoirs. One holds hydrogen peroxide, the other a solution of hydroquinones. On their own, these chemicals are harmless, but when danger nears, a frog, a spider, or an inquisitive ant, the beetle activates a hidden chamber, a tiny internal reaction vessel. In an instant, the chemicals mix. Enzymes trigger a reaction so violent, it creates heat, intense heat. The liquid inside reaches nearly 100 degrees Celsius, the temperature of boiling water. Pressure builds rapidly, and the beetle releases it through a narrow nozzle at its rear. With a sharp popping sound, a boiling spray erupts, not once, but in rhythmic bursts. The beetle can fire multiple times in rapid succession, aiming the spray with surprising precision. It can swivel its abdomen like a turret, directing the blast wherever the threat comes from. even over its back or beneath its body. To a predator, the effect is immediate and overwhelming. The heat stings, the chemicals burn. Few attackers try twice. Some never try again. This ability is not just a clever trick. It is evolution's answer to size. The bombardier beetle cannot overpower its enemies, but it can outsmart them with timing, chemistry, and control. Remarkably, the internal reaction doesn't harm the beetle itself. Specialized linings protect its tissues. The pressure chamber is reinforced. Each shot is deliberate, an act of biological precision, forged over millions of years. The beetle then walks away, unharmed, unhurried, and entirely victorious. It may be small, it may be silent, but the bombardier beetle reminds us, even the tiniest life can hold the power of fire, and the wisdom to use it only when absolutely necessary. The hagfish, the slime survivor. Deep beneath the waves, where sunlight fades and the ocean floor lies still and cold, a creature moves with the slow elegance of something ancient. It has no jaws, no bones, barely even eyes, and yet it has endured for over 300 million years, surviving extinction after extinction. This is the hagfish, a living fossil and one of nature's strangest marvels. At first glance, it seems almost alien. Eel-like in shape, smooth-skinned and limbless, it slips through the water with quiet confidence. But it is not its appearance that earns the hagfish its reputation. It is its defense, one of the most extraordinary in the animal kingdom. When threatened, the hagfish releases a substance from glands along its flanks, a soft, clear secretion. But the moment this slime touches seawater, it expands dramatically, forming thick, fibrous strands. In seconds, the water around the hagfish becomes a suffocating cloud of gelatinous slime, enough to clog the gills of any predator, from shark to larger fish. One hagfish can turn a bucket of seawater into a sticky mass in moments. Yet remarkably, it avoids becoming entangled in its own creation. It performs an elegant maneuver, tying its flexible, boneless body into a knot. By sliding the knot down its length, it scrapes away excess slime, cleanses its skin, and pushes itself free from danger. It feeds on the dead and dying. Using its rasping tongue-like structure, it bores into carcasses, consuming flesh from the inside out. It is a scavenger, and a necessary one. Without creatures like the hagfish, the seafloor would be littered with remains. It cannot see well, but it can smell acutely. Its senses are tuned not for beauty, but for survival. It thrives where others cannot. Cold, dark, oxygen-poor depths are not threats, they are home. There is no skeleton, no jaw, and yet the hagfish endures through slime, silence, and stealth. It may never be called beautiful, but it is a master of resilience, proof that nature, when faced with the harshest of worlds, answers not with strength, but with astonishing ingenuity. Giraffe, the towering heartbeat. Across the golden plains of Africa, where acacia trees stretch toward a cloudless sky, a silhouette rises above all else, elegant, statuesque, and impossibly tall. This is the giraffe, the tallest land animal on Earth, but towering above the savanna, comes with a unique challenge: how to move blood up a neck that can reach 6 meters into the air. To lift life-sustaining blood all the way from the heart to the brain. The giraffe's body performs a feat few others could survive. Its heart must work twice as hard as a human's, beating with immense power, generating blood pressure that would overwhelm most animals. Its heart is enormous, weighing up to 11 kilograms. It's shaped not wide and round, but long and thick-muscled, built for force, not finesse. With each beat, it drives blood up the neck against gravity, through arteries lined with unusually thick walls. The pressure is extreme, and yet the giraffe manages it with astonishing grace. But what happens when the giraffe lowers its head to drink or to graze? Suddenly, the same force that keeps blood flowing upward becomes a danger. Without a clever design, blood would rush into the brain too quickly, causing damage, and so nature intervenes with precision. A complex network of valves and elastic vessels cushions the shift. Behind the eyes lies a structure known as the rete mirabile, a wonderful net of capillaries that slows the surge, protecting the brain from pressure spikes. Just as quickly, when the hood rises again, this system ensures enough blood continues to flow, preventing dizziness or fainting. This balance of power and control, of pressure and precision, is essential to the giraffe's survival. Without it, such height would not be possible. Its towering frame may be what we see, but it is the engineering within that defines its wonder. A heart that lifts life against gravity, vessels that shield the brain, a body that solves the impossible every single day. In the giraffe, we find not only elegance and height, but one of nature's most remarkable cardiovascular marvels, quietly pulsing beneath the surface. Clownfish, the colorful changers. Beneath the shimmering waves of tropical reefs, among the waving tendrils of sea anemones, lives a creature famed not only for its vibrant orange and white stripes, but also for a remarkable secret. The clownfish, small, bright, and bold, holds a story of transformation unlike any other. Every clownfish is born male. In their intricate social groups, a strict hierarchy governs who leads. At the top is the dominant female, the largest and most powerful fish in the group. Below her are males, ranked by size and status. But the true marvel lies in what happens when the queen is lost. Should the dominant female perish, the most dominant male undergoes a profound change. Over days and weeks, his body begins to transform. Testes shrink, ovaries develop, and hormones shift. He becomes female, assuming the leadership role with grace and strength. This remarkable ability, known as sequential hermaphroditism, ensures the survival and stability of the group. It is a natural balance, a fluid dance of biology and social structure. The new female defends the anemone, cares for the eggs, and maintains harmony among her subjects. The relationship between clownfish and their anemone homes is equally extraordinary. The anemone's stinging tentacles provide protection from predators, while the clownfish's movement encourages water circulation, keeping the anemone healthy. It's a partnership built on trust and adaptation. In a world beneath the waves, where survival demands flexibility, the clownfish stands as a symbol of resilience. It challenges rigid definitions, reminding us that identity can be as fluid as the currents it calls home. Bright, brave, and endlessly adaptable, the clownfish shows us that nature's greatest stories often unfold in the smallest places, within the vibrant pulse of coral reefs and the changing tides of life itself. Octopus, the master of mystery. In the shadowy depths of the ocean, where light barely penetrates and silence reigns, lives a creature of astonishing complexity and intelligence. The octopus. With its soft, flexible body, it moves like liquid through coral reefs and rocky crevices, a marvel of evolution in every sense. The octopus possesses not one, but three hearts. Two pump blood to the gills, where it gathers oxygen, while the third circulates this life-giving fluid to the rest of the body. This system supports an active lifestyle in the often chilly depths. Even more extraordinary is its nervous system. The octopus has a central brain, highly developed and capable of remarkable problem-solving. But it also has 8 smaller brains, one in each arm. These allow each limb to operate with a degree of independence, exploring, grasping, and tasting without direct commands from the central brain. Its appearance is nothing short of magical. With a flash of color, an instant shift in texture, and a fluid change of shape, the octopus can vanish from sight, blending seamlessly into rocks, sand, or coral. Its skin is studded with specialized cells that manipulate light and pigment, allowing it to mimic surroundings or communicate moods. From a gentle ripple of blue to a fierce display of red and black, this camouflage is more than defense. It is a language, a tool for hunting, and a means to confuse predators. And when threatened, the octopus can eject a cloud of ink, obscuring its escape. Beneath the waves, the octopus remains an enigma, both alien and familiar. 3 hearts beating, 9 brains thinking, a shape-shifting body alive with color and texture. It is a creature of endless wonder, reminding us how diverse and inventive life can be, even in the darkest corners of our world. The glass frog, nature's translucent wonder. High in the misty cloud forests of Central and South America, where sunlight filters softly through dense foliage, lives a creature so delicate and mysterious, it seems almost a whisper of nature itself. The glass frog, a small amphibian with skin so translucent, its internal organs, heart, and bones are visible beneath. This extraordinary transparency is unlike anything else in the animal kingdom. The glass frog's underside acts like a living window, revealing the rhythmic pulses of its heart, the gentle rise and fall of its lungs, and the intricate network of veins and bones supporting its fragile form. But this transparency serves a purpose far beyond beauty. It is a subtle form of camouflage, breaking up the frog's outline as it rests on leaves above rushing streams. Predators searching below find it difficult to distinguish the frog from the shimmering greens and shadows of its leafy world. Its delicate limbs cling deftly to wet foliage, while its wide eyes, positioned on top of its head, scan the environment for both prey and danger. Glass frogs feed mostly on small insects, relying on stealth and patience to capture their meals. Reproduction is a careful dance. Males call softly to attract females, often from beneath the protective canopy of leaves. After eggs are laid on the undersides of leaves, the male guards them vigilantly, protecting the next generation from predators and fungus until the tadpoles hatch and drop into the water below. In this fragile existence, the glass frog embodies both vulnerability and resilience. Its see-through skin reminds us that sometimes the most astonishing secrets of life lie just beneath the surface, visible only if we dare to look closely. A creature both ghostly and vibrant, the glass frog whispers the poetry of survival in the heart of the forest, where light and life entwine in delicate balance. The electric eel, the living battery. In the murky waters of South America's rivers, where darkness reigns and visibility is low, lives a creature unlike any other, the electric eel. Despite its name, it is not a true eel, but a species of knife fish. Yet what it lacks in classification, it makes up for with a power that is simply astonishing. The electric eel possesses specialized organs packed with thousands of cells called electrocytes. These cells function like tiny batteries, aligned to produce electrical charges. When the eel chooses, these charges combine into a powerful burst, a jolt capable of reaching up to 860 volts. This is more than enough to stun or kill prey and to ward off potential predators. With this living battery, the eel navigates the dark waters, hunting with precision. It emits weak electric pulses to sense its surroundings, mapping the environment like a natural sonar. But when hunting, it unleashes its full power, striking with a sudden, intense shock that incapacitates fish, frogs, and even small mammals that venture too close. Its body is long and flexible, covered in smooth skin that aids in stealthy movement through tangled roots and submerged vegetation. The electric eel's shock is delivered through its head and tail, capable of stunning multiple prey in quick succession. Beyond offense and defense, the electric eel uses electricity for communication, sending signals to others in murky waters where sight is limited. This remarkable adaptation highlights nature's ingenuity in transforming one creature into a living power source. Despite its fearsome abilities, the electric eel remains elusive, a master of its shadowy domain. It reminds us how life can evolve extraordinary solutions to the challenges of survival, harnessing energy in ways that blur the line between biology and technology. In the depths of the river, the electric eel pulses with unseen power, a silent, deadly current flowing through the heart of the jungle. Parrotfish, the sandmakers of the reef. In the warm, sunlit shallows of tropical oceans, where coral reefs bloom with color and life, one creature plays a quiet but extraordinary role in shaping this underwater world. This is the parrotfish, a brilliantly hued resident of the reef, whose daily habits influence not just the ecosystem around it, but the very ground beneath our feet. With vivid scales and shades of turquoise, pink, and green, the parrotfish glides gently through the reef, its beak-like mouth constantly at work. These powerful jaws, fused into a shape resembling a parrot's beak, allow it to scrape away the algae that grow on hard coral. But in doing so, it also takes in bits of dead coral and rock. Inside its body, these fragments are ground down by strong pharyngeal teeth, a second set of crushing jaws hidden deep in its throat. What emerges hours later is something far more unexpected: fine white sand. Over time, this curious behavior makes a massive impact. One parrotfish can produce hundreds of kilograms of sand each year, tiny grains that slowly drift down to form the beaches we walk on and the seabeds that cradle the coral. But the parrotfish's peculiar talents don't end there. As night falls, the reef darkens and becomes more dangerous. Predators begin to stir: eels, octopuses, and reef sharks, all hunting by scent. To survive the night, the parrotfish performs a remarkable ritual. It secretes a bubble of transparent mucus, spinning it slowly from glands near its gills until it is completely enclosed. This shimmering cocoon serves as a scent-proof shield, masking the parrotfish from predators. It also offers a barrier against parasites and irritants in the water. Suspended within its fragile bubble, the parrotfish rests peacefully, trusting this silken veil to see it safely through the night. By dawn, the cocoon dissolves and the parrotfish resumes its quiet work. A sculptor of sand, a maker of beaches, a sleeper in silk, the parrotfish reminds us that nature's wonders are not always fierce or loud. Sometimes they are quiet, patient, and beautiful, building the world one grain at a time. The camel, master of the empty quarter. In the vast deserts of Earth, where heat shimmers across endless dunes and the air hangs dry and still, only the most remarkable creatures endure. Here, among the sands of Arabia, the plains of the Sahara, and the rocky stretches of Central Asia, walks a survivor shaped by centuries of silence and sun. The camel. To many it seems almost mythical, a beast of burden from ancient caravans, a companion of traders, travelers, and nomads. But beyond the stories lies an animal of quiet, astonishing design. Camels are built not merely to survive the desert, but to conquer it. With long, powerful legs and soft, splayed feet, they walk where wheels would sink. Their thick eyelashes shield their eyes from blowing sand. Slit-like nostrils can close completely, protecting the lungs from storms. But it's what lies inside that truly sets them apart. In a land where water vanishes into dust, the camel's body becomes a vessel of conservation. Unlike the myth suggests, their humps do not store water, but fat, a slow-burning reserve that fuels the body when food is scarce. When metabolized, it even releases small amounts of water, helping the camel stay hydrated without drinking. Its internal systems are tuned with astonishing precisions. It produces dry waste, minimal sweat, and its blood can retain moisture even as its body dehydrates, something no human could survive. A healthy camel can go for weeks, even months, without a single drop of water. But when it drinks with purpose. In just 10 minutes, it can consume over 30 gallons, replenishing what was lost, as though preparing for the next long silence. The camel's heartbeat slows in extreme heat, conserving energy. Its body temperature rises during the day and falls at night, reducing the need to cool itself. Each of these traits is a quiet victory, the product of generations under sun and wind. To watch a camel move across the dunes is to witness time itself, steady, deliberate, unwavering. In a world that offers nothing, the camel asks for little and gives everything. The sea spider, breathing through its legs beneath the surface of our oceans, in the stillness of the seabed or the shadows beneath floating ice, moves a creature both ancient and strange. It is not a spider, though it resembles one, and it is not bound to the land, but to the cold embrace of the sea. This is the sea spider. Its body is spindly, almost ghost-like, a lattice of delicate legs and narrow joints. In fact, its legs are so long, and its body so small, that at first glance, it seems there's hardly any creature there at all. But it is very much alive. Unlike most animals of its size, the sea spider has no lungs, no gills, no obvious respiratory system. And yet, it breathes, not through organs, but through its legs. Its thin exoskeleton allows oxygen to pass directly into its tissues from the surrounding water. With such a small body and such sprawling limbs, it has no need for lungs. Instead, each leg acts as a kind of breathing surface, exchanging gases as it moves through the sea. This peculiar adaptation allows the sea spider to thrive, in some of the coldest, most oxygen-rich waters on Earth, places where others cannot. Some live beneath Antarctic ice sheets. Others creep along coral outcrops, slow and methodical, feeding on soft-bodied prey, worms, sponges, and small anemones. It moves with a stillness that borders on eerie, as if time slows to match its rhythm. Its long legs, sometimes several inches in length, carry it forward, each step almost weightless in the buoyant sea. Despite its fragile form, the sea spider is no delicate anomaly. It is ancient, its lineage stretching back over 500 million years, a relic from a world long vanished. And though it bears no venom, spins no web, and cannot run, its survival is a testament to a different kind of strength. Patience, adaptation, and the art of being almost invisible. In the silence of the deep, it does not fight or flee. It simply endures, one breathless step at a time, through its very legs. The opossum, the master of deception. In the dappled underbrush of North America, where shadows stretch across forest floors and the scent of damp earth lingers, lives a creature of quiet cunning, the opossum. Shy, unassuming, and often overlooked, the opossum is North America's only native marsupial. And though its appearance may seem ordinary, small eyes, pointed snout, and a naked curling tail, it possesses one of the most astonishing survival strategies in the animal kingdom. When danger strikes, when the scent of a fox or the glide of an owl stirs the undergrowth, the opossum does not run. It does not fight. Instead, it falls. Its body goes limp, its eyes glaze over, and its tongue spills from its mouth. It lies still, motionless, as though life itself has left it. To the untrained eye, the opossum appears utterly dead. But this is no accident, no act of panic. It is a reflex, ancient and precise. A response so convincing that even the most persistent predators are often fooled. It drools, releasing a foul, musky scent from its anal glands. A smell so pungent, so unsettling, it mimics the rot of decay. Its breathing slows. Its heart rate drops. Muscles seize in a trance-like state, often for minutes, sometimes even hours. This behavior is known as thanatosis, or more simply, playing dead. And for the opossum, it works. Most predators, driven by instinct, will not touch what they believe is carrion. And while the attacker moves on, in search of livelier prey, the opossum remains perfectly still, biding its time. Only when the danger has passed, when the forest falls silent once more, will it stir, slowly, carefully, rising from the forest floor, as if waking from a dream. Though it cannot match the speed of a rabbit or the claws of a badger, the opossum survives through illusion, through the art of mimicry, through the wisdom of staying still when the world demands action. In a realm of chase and escape, it thrives by surrendering, and in doing so, turns vulnerability into its greatest strength. Icefish, the frost-blooded survivor, in the black glacial waters off the coast of Antarctica, where temperatures fall below freezing and light is a stranger, swims a creature unlike any other, the icefish. At first glance, it may seem unremarkable, pale, almost translucent, with fins that ripple like silk in the frigid current. But beneath its delicate appearance lies a survival strategy so extraordinary. It defies everything we know about life in the cold. These waters are so cold, they should freeze the blood of almost any fish. Yet the icefish endures, thanks to something truly remarkable flowing through its veins. Its blood contains antifreeze proteins. These specialized proteins bind to tiny ice crystals that begin to form inside its body, stopping them from growing. Without them, sharp crystals would spread through its tissues, puncturing cells, halting organs, ending life. But with these proteins, the ice fish resist freezing, not by avoiding the cold, but by embracing it. Even more astonishing, the ice fish has no red blood cells, no hemoglobin, the pigment that carries oxygen in most vertebrates. Its blood is clear, almost colorless. In water this cold, oxygen dissolves more easily, and the ice fish has evolved a larger heart, wider gill surfaces, and low metabolic demands. These adaptations allow it to absorb enough oxygen directly through plasma, a solution that, in warmer waters, would never be enough. It is a masterclass in evolution, not through power or speed, but through intricate compromise. Drifting slowly across the seafloor, the ice fish hunts for small crustaceans and worms, conserving energy in a world where every heartbeat matters. Its slow pace is not laziness, it is precision, the art of endurance, practiced over millennia. In the harshest ocean on Earth, where night can last for months and ice claims everything it touches, the ice fish moves, breathes, and thrives. It does not resist the cold. It has become a part of it. The flatworm, the creature that splits into life. Beneath the quiet surface of a woodland stream, in the stillness of shallow ponds and the shadows of riverbeds, glides a creature so simple in form, and yet so profound in its power. The flatworm. It moves with almost ghost-like grace, a ribbon of living tissue, soft and unassuming, only a few centimeters long. But within this delicate being lies one of the greatest feats of regeneration known to science. Should the flatworm be injured, even cut in half, something extraordinary begins. Each half begins to heal, not just the wound, but the missing self. From the headless tail grows a new brain, new eyes, a new front end, an entire replica of what was lost. From the severed head, a tail begins to form, slowly restoring symmetry, until what once was one is now two. Two flatworms, identical, independent, alive. This is not mere survival. It is a biological rebirth, orchestrated by a vast reservoir of pluripotent stem cells scattered throughout its body. Each of these cells holds the potential to become any tissue, muscle, nerve, eye, or skin. When needed, they awaken, divide, and rebuild with astonishing accuracy. To the flatworm, injury is not a threat, but an invitation to begin again. Even the brain can regenerate. If lost, it reforms, neurons rewiring themselves with almost uncanny precision. For us, this ability remains a distant dream, but for the flatworm, it is simply how life works. It has no lungs, no heart, and no skeleton. Its organs are primitive, and its nervous system is basic. And yet, in this simplicity lies power, the ability to recover, to rewrite the body's story from any page. A creature that can die and be reborn, all in the same breath. In the grand tapestry of life, where strength often defines survival, the flatworm whispers a quieter truth, that resilience can be fluid, that life can start again, even when torn in two. The lungfish, the breather of earth and water, in the parched riverbeds of Africa, where the rains vanish for months, sometimes even years, the earth cracks, hardens, and life retreats. But deep beneath the baked soil, a secret stirs, the lungfish. At first glance, it resembles a typical fish, long-bodied, with fins and scales. But it is anything but ordinary, for the lungfish does something most fish cannot. It breathes air. When the rivers dry and lakes disappear into dust, the lungfish does not perish. Instead, It begins a ritual of survival. Using its mouth and fins, it burrows down, deeper and deeper, until it finds the dampness beneath the surface. There, it coils itself into a chamber of mud. Then, with remarkable patience, it begins to secrete a mucus cocoon, sealing itself in like a silken tomb. Inside this earthy pod, the lungfish enters a state known as estivation, a form of suspended animation. Its heartbeat slows, its body stops growing, its metabolism drops to a whisper, and there, it waits, for weeks, months, sometimes even years, not moving, not feeding, simply breathing, through a primitive lung connected to its throat, gulping small pockets of air through a hole in the hardened mud above. And when at last the rains return, when thunder rolls across the savanna and the rivers flood once more, the lungfish awakens. It breaks free from its cocoon, slips into the muddy water, and resumes life as if nothing had happened, as if time had simply paused. It is a living relic, a species older than dinosaurs, unchanged for over 400 million years. A fish that breathes air, a creature of water that becomes one with the earth. In a world that punishes the unprepared, the lungfish survives by waiting, by adapting not through speed or strength, but through stillness and resilience. It reminds us that life, even when buried, finds a way, quietly, patiently, without ever leaving. The star-nosed mole, the lightning hunter, beneath the damp soil and tangled roots of wetlands in North America, an extraordinary creature scurries, almost unseen. The star-nosed mole, a tiny mammal no larger than a mouse, possesses a hunting skill that defies belief. Its most remarkable feature is the ring of fleshy tentacles that encircle its snout. 11 pairs of pinky fleshy appendages that resemble a starburst. These tentacles are packed with thousands of sensory receptors, making the star-nosed mole's nose the most sensitive touch organ found in any mammal. With this incredible tactile radar, it navigates the dark, muddy world beneath the surface with astonishing speed and precision. When it finds prey, small insects, worms, or aquatic creatures, it doesn't waste a moment. The star-nosed mole can identify and capture food in less than 1/10 of a second. To put that in perspective, it is the fastest-eating mammal known to science. This rapid-fire feeding allows it to consume hundreds of tiny meals in just a single hour, a vital adaptation to its high metabolism and the chilly environments it inhabits. Unlike many other mammals, it hunts mostly by touch rather than sight, relying on its extraordinary nose to find food in complete darkness. The tentacles are so sensitive, they can detect movements just a few microns wide, almost like feeling the faintest ripple in the water or the slightest vibration in the soil. Its brain processes these signals with lightning speed, allowing the mole to make split-second decisions, grab or pass, eat or search. Watching this tiny creature in action is witnessing nature's marvel of adaptation and efficiency. In the murky wetlands and soggy earth, where time is measured in milliseconds, the star-nosed mole's lightning-fast reflexes are a testament to survival, shaped by evolution. A creature that thrives not by strength or size, but by speed, sensitivity, and precision. A silent hunter of the dark, whose star-shaped nose is a beacon of remarkable life beneath our feet. The blind cavefish, master of darkness. Deep within the endless darkness of underwater caves where light has never touched, lives a remarkable creature, the blind cavefish. Over countless generations, this fish has adapted to a world without light. In these pitch-black waters, eyes are not only useless, they are a burden. So, the blind cavefish has evolved to lose them entirely, its skin smooth and pale, like polished ivory. Without sight, it must rely on other senses to survive. Along its body runs a delicate network of sensory organs, known as the lateral line. This extraordinary system detects even the faintest vibrations and water movements. By sensing changes in pressure, currents, and ripples, the blind cavefish feels its environment with astonishing precision. It can detect the approach of prey or the presence of obstacles in complete darkness, navigating a complex labyrinth of submerged tunnels with ease. In this silent world, every pulse of water becomes a message. The fish interprets these signals quickly and accurately, enabling it to hunt for tiny crustaceans or avoid danger. The blind cavefish demonstrates the power of evolution to shape life for the harshest environments, where sight fades away and other senses sharpen to compensate. Its body is streamlined, perfect for gliding through narrow caves. Without pigmentation, it appears ghostly, almost ethereal. Yet, it thrives in conditions that would challenge most other creatures. This fish reminds us that survival does not always depend on what we see, but how finely tuned we are to the world around us. In darkness, it has forged a different path, guided not by eyes, but by the subtle whispers of water itself. A master of shadows, a silent navigator of the unseen, the blind cavefish teaches us that life adapts in wondrous and unexpected ways, finding light even where there is none. The dragonfly, the aerial sniper. High above, still ponds and quiet rivers, where sunlight dances on the water's surface, the dragonfly performs an aerial ballet of astonishing precision. This slender insect, with iridescent wings beating rapidly, is one of nature's most skilled hunters. With large, multifaceted eyes that cover nearly its entire head, the dragonfly possesses nearly 360-degree vision. Every movement, every shimmer in the air, is detected instantly. Its four wings move independently, granting remarkable agility. It can hover, dart sideways, and even fly backwards with ease. But what truly sets the dragonfly apart is its hunting success. When it locks onto prey, usually mosquitoes or small flies, it calculates the flight path with incredible accuracy. Using a sophisticated targeting system built into its brain and eyes, the dragonfly predicts where the prey will be, not where it is. This allows it to intercept mid-air with astounding efficiency. Studies reveal that dragonflies catch their prey in flight with a success rate of up to 95%, an extraordinary figure for any predator. In less than a blink of an eye, it shoots forward, its legs forming a basket, to snatch insects from the air. The capture is swift, precise, almost surgical. The dragonfly's prowess has been honed over 300 million years, making it one of the oldest and most successful hunters on Earth. It teaches us about perfection in motion, how evolution can craft a creature finely tuned to the challenges of its environment. In the sunlight, amidst reeds and ripples, the dragonfly is a living arrow of life, a dazzling example of nature's ingenuity and the relentless drive to survive. It is a reminder that even the smallest beings can possess incredible power, mastering the skies with grace and deadly skill.